Hello, my name is Gavin Stuckey, and today I will be talking about how to swim proper backstroke. How many of you have seen swimming at the Olympics? How many of you have seen backstroke at the Olympics? Backstroke is one of the four main strokes, and it is the only stroke where you are on your back. I have been swimming competitively for 10 years, and backstroke is my personal favorite stroke, and it has three main parts to it: the legs and the kicking, the arms and rotation, and the turns and underwaters. Here's a video of Ryan Lochte swimming backstroke. He's an Olympic backstroker. You can see him rotating and bending his arms and pulling a lot of water. So, the first thing that we're going to talk about is the arms and rotations. The arms are a very important part of backstroke, and so is the rotation. So, as you saw in the video, your arms, the rotation of your arms, they come out of the water first like this, and then come up, and then at the end, you're going to rotate your hands from this to this, because you go with a pinky first entry. So you go with a pinky first entry, and then once your hand has entered the water, you bring it down like this and come in at about a 45-degree angle. And the reason that you bend your arm like this instead of having it straight like you do in the air is because if you came in and with just a straight arm, you would probably hurt your shoulder. And you really don't pull that much water. But like this, you pull a lot of water and you probably won't hurt yourself. Now, the other part of the upper body section of backstroke is with every stroke or arm rotation, you have to rotate your entire body. So it goes something like you take your stroke, you take your other stroke, and you just rotate like that. And you have to make sure that your shoulders and your hips rotate at the same time. Otherwise, it's going to get all out of wonk. You're going to start bending like this, and you're going to be being a pinball in the lane. You don't want that. It's going to slow you down. It's not going to be good, and just overall not good. And the other reason is that way, if you came in like this and then tried to pull a lot of water and you tried to really force it like you were sprinting, you would probably hurt your shoulder. So you can get a much more powerful pull if you have that rotation. So rotating like this rather than trying to pull like this. So another key part of backstroke is the legs. So backstroke is like breaststroke in that it is pretty heavily leg oriented, and it's unlike fly and freestyle, which rely more so on the arms. A hard flutter kick is essential for a good backstroke because it helps keeps your hips at the surface, because if your hips sink, then you're going to start producing a lot of drag. Your legs are going to sink, and you're just going to have to be pulling your legs through the water, a lot of drag. You're going to be using a lot more energy than you would be if you were just kicking and then they would be naturally up. And the other kick you do in backstroke is a butterfly kick. But you only do this kick after you do a flip turn while you're doing your underwaters. And then only at that time, because if you do a butterfly kick while you're just normally swimming, you'll be disqualified in a meet. So, and the next part is going to be underwaters and turns. So, a backstroke flip turn is basically the same thing as a freestyle flip turn, except you have to turn onto your front. So what you do is, that's what the flags are there for. You count your strokes in. It's going to be somewhere from 2 to 5 strokes. For me, it's 2 if I'm swimming normally, and 3 if I'm racing. But it depends on how fast you're spinning your arms. So once you count your strokes, on your last stroke, what you do is you rotate over, and then you bring your arm over, rotate onto your front, and then just do a flip turn. So you flip, and for those of you that don't know what a flip turn is, once you reach the wall, you just do a flip, firmly plant your feet shoulder width apart, and then push off. After you push off the wall, you start doing your butterfly kicks, the underwaters. A good underwater kick is a wave that starts at the abs and ends at the feet. Another thing that some people struggle with, myself included, is not getting water up your nose while you're on your back, because you're going to have to be expelling air the entire time that you're going underwater. Otherwise, water gets up your nose, ruins your underwaters, it hurts your nose. Just not good. So you don't want to like shoot air out of your nose, like blow really hard, because then you're going to run out of air. That leads to water going up your nose. Once again, not good. What you want to do is you want to blow out just enough air so that way no water is getting up your nose, but not enough that you run out of air. It takes a lot of practice, and sadly, it takes a lot of getting water up your nose to figure out what works for you. Now, all this information may be a bit overwhelming, but don't feel bad. I'm a backstroker, and I've been swimming for 10 years, and I'm still learning new stuff almost every day. So, if I could boil backstroke down to one sentence, wrap it all up in a sentence, it would be: stay on your back, rotate, kick hard, and do your underwaters.